Okay, so one of the things, like I said in my old account before I got banned, was that I started getting some personalized things. Now, I don't know who I'm getting it from, right? It's somebody in the collective, uh, but it is like personalized vision, you know, that happens during my sessions. Um, this time, what I saw was okay. I see this. It's a masculine energy, right? That was that kind of has their own like a hobby, some kind of hobby that they do. And as they're sitting here, doing their little hobby, this other energy walks in, and this energy is kind of bringing across some type of grievance that they have. And what I found odd about it was usually when someone has a grievance of some kind, they want to resolve the grievance. Well, I didn't feel that kind of energy, like they were looking for a resolution to their problem. And what I kind of got from it was like, it was almost like the grievance was the purpose, if you know what I mean. It was like they walked in the room, and it was like the whole reason why they were entering the room was to pull this person away from what they were doing and engage in this grievance. Now, I mean, when somebody brings a grievance to you, right? And this is definitely something I got, was that this was a passive aggressive sort of like, well, I'm going to let you know that, this bothered me, but I'm not going to let you know in a straightforward way. I'm going to like say something offhanded, something passive aggressive in order to get my point across. Okay, so automatically you have to question the motive here. When someone comes across with some kind of grievance and they're doing it in a way that it's almost like almost like it's designed to get a rise out of you. Okay, that's usually a bad sign. That usually is kind of something that would tell you, oh, wow, this is more about an energy exchange. And that's what I started getting more of it from. So that this is a form of energy vampirism. You see, the way that energies work, at least the way that I see it when I'm, in session, is I see one person, right, who has almost like they seem like their energy is like depleted. I usually see like this, kind of like a person as like this, a light that, and it's like dimmed. Okay, and they come in, and then there's this other person who has this bright light happening. They're engaged, like in this situation, the person was engaged in something they really enjoyed doing. So this little energy over here was really bright, right? And this energy comes in, and then this exchange starts to happen, right? And as this one starts to illuminate, the other one starts to dim, right? And I can see this transfer of energy happening between the two. Okay? So what I'm getting from this is that this other energy enters this situation for the specific purpose of gaining this energy, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I can kind of see this other energy as it's dimming, but like trying to maintain its light, and it's like a flickering. Okay, as this energy is almost like during this exchange, this one comes in with the passive aggressive grievance, and this one starts to try to defend itself, right? Trying to kind of almost like an energy of like intense curiosity and confusion in the beginning, right? Like, what are you talking about? You know? And it was almost like I heard the voice kind of like, what are you talking about? You know? And the energy that entered, right, starts turning like like an intense reddish color. Hold on one second. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, the energy exchange. Okay. So it's like there's this little tug of war that happens between the energies. You know, as one is trying to siphon energy from the other one. Okay? Normally, you know, a consciousness, you know, a conscious being will generate its own energy, right? It'll generate its own energy, usually in the form of, like that one was, you know, doing a hobby, doing something they enjoy, right? Well, the one that entered is different. Okay, they don't generate their own energy, it seems. It almost seems as if they need to siphon energy, right? Almost like that's something that they need to do. Otherwise, they themselves start to deplete. They burn off, you know, the energy that they're using. It just starts burning off. And when it starts to get low and they start to dim down, then they need to find energy to siphon. Okay, so at the end of this, it seemed like the one had taken the energy from the other, and the other was kind of in a low state, right? Where they kind of sat in that for a while. It was kind of sad, really, to watch happen. And especially because I can tell that the energy that was there doing its thing, right? The happy glowing energy, as it dimmed, you know, and there's this, you could almost feel like how this energy felt itself to be a disappointment, right, to the other energy, right? See, like I said, you know, nobody brings a grievance to you, you know, in a way that's, it's not normal, I'll say, to bring, especially since I'm getting the, you know, the feeling as I'm watching this, I'm getting the feeling that this grievance is not even that big a deal, but it's being ramped up to be a big deal. Okay? But the purpose of the whole exchange wasn't even about the grievance itself. It was about this energy vampirism that was happening. Okay, so I don't really see these things in that way, you know, like a very clear way yet. I just kind of get a feel for the energetic flow and kind of like that, but I can kind of intuitively grasp that this is some kind of, probably a narcissistic codependent relationship of some kind going on. So if this energy is you, and you resonated with this, do a little research. You know, start looking into your relationship. I'm not a relationship advice person. I'm not in a relationship, you know, but I've been in relationships with karmic narcs. And I can tell you right now, doing your research, doing your due diligence is going to be the best thing for you for trying to navigate and find out what your situation is, if it's healthy or if it's not. I love you. Take care.